Real conversation, real sisterhood.
Hi, I'm Danielle.
I'm Christy.
Cynthia.
Welcome to Made for More. We are excited to be joining you back this week. We are on episode 8, and we are going to talk about why we hide our pain behind the I'm fine. So if you haven't already, if you can make sure you subscribe, like, and share. We're on both YouTube and Spotify. If you're a first-time viewer, make sure that you drop a comment. We'd love to just connect and touch base with you. And we're excited to talk with you about this. So this is Christy's choice for this week. And so I'm going to let her start us off.
No, we have a bunch of different things to pick from. I picked the why do we hide the pain of the I'm fine. Mm-hmm. And I think for me, it's a struggle. And I'm sure it is for everybody at certain points in their lives. Don't deny it.
It is.
But I think it could be a whole lot of different reasons why. It could be just laziness of words, I don't want to talk to you. It could just be anything. Feeling overwhelmed, avoidance of, I don't know, fear, judgment, anything.
Yeah.
So for me, I think I struggle with it because I'm not the type of person to just unload my what's wrong with me onto people because I feel like it doesn't matter. If that makes sense. But I always get told that I have my friend Melanie. Melanie.
All the time.
She's on top of it. She's always when I had Merrick, I had really bad what's the postpartum. I had that, but again, it's always important to have that friend you can always rely on and just know you. And she was it was 11 o'clock at one night, and I think she just knew, she's I'm coming over. I'm no, I'm fine. I'm good. No, I'm coming over. You're going to go get some sleep. And it was just she inserted, just having that. But I think as, for me, as a Christian, but also, it's kind of hard to talk about because, I'm kind of
well, we said that,
I'm
right?
being vulnerable.
Yeah.
For me, I have my husband's a worship leader, so I have this thing of okay, I have to be almost kind of perfect. Does that make sense?
I get the idea, but you don't have to be. But
I'm saying it's a struggle for me.
Yeah.
I can't I'm not gonna go to the altar and pray because I already have it all together. It's just weird. It's weird.
Yeah, that's in your mind.
It is the mind thing. Yeah. And I'm aware of that. It's just.
So you got to go to the altar now because you said this out loud.
No, but there is sometimes I'm very
it's like the image.
Yeah, it's
living up to the image of
right.
what we've seen or whatever. And I think hiding the pain behind that I'm fine. I think sometimes it's even though. That I don't think people really want to know how you're doing because you walk by people and be like, how are you? And it's I'm fine. I don't really think that person most of the time really want to know what I'm really struggling with. I think they just being nice and just a manner of saying how are you doing. And so sometimes it's not that, and then you got to choose the right people to unload that pain to. Mm-hmm. You don't just want to be the random person that be like, how are you doing? Well, let me tell you, I am.
We know some of those people, right? We talked
yes,
about this.
We have. It's I wouldn't even expect them there.
It's a hard subject to speak on because there's so many aspects to it.
So, but let's think about it in this. What does I'm fine mean to someone who's in your circle, right? So,
in your circle.
If Cynthia asks me how I'm doing today and I say I'm fine, what's the truth behind that? And I think, the statement I'm fine is a very sketch one, right? Because it's not I'm good. I'm not bad. I'm fine. It just feels very outcast. And so I think for me, if I say that, it's usually I haven't dealt with it enough yet to even be able to discuss it with you. It's less for me in this relationship anyways, where I'm not worried because a lot of times out of fear, not of not so much judgment for me, but of fear of not being met where I need to be met. That's a really hard one for me because if I sit down and I was to tell Cynthia I got all these things going on and she was okay, so we've got this retreat thing coming up and I was just hoping you know what I mean? So it's for me it's fear of rejection. Right. Rejection of being met where I need to be met that day. If I get vulnerable with you, it's because I really need something because I'm not one to lay it down and be the burden. I'm not, I'm okay being vulnerable. That's not really the hard one for me. I would say the cheerful facade can be hard. Like people want you to be cheerful, and they want you to be like you said, that image of I'm in the
Yeah,
church.
because like last night you did that to me and was like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I'm happy."
I wasn't alone. Shirley asked the same thing.
But I didn't have the face that you wanted to see. But in my mind, I was happy. And I'm like, I think a lot of times people get caught up in the image. Like,
but that's why you asked, right? Because like I was okay just
and
being
I was
like,
I'm
hey,
fine.
like you all right? Because something's not right today, you know. But she didn't say I'm fine, but she meant it like I'm
But I
good.
was really good.
But you two know each other in that way.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think that's important. I mean, not everyone needs to be in that space in your
Right.
life.
No.
Like Cynthia was saying,
Right.
we know a couple people that it's like I this, that, and the other, and you know, and the next thing you know, like you said, I was just really looking for like how was today, like 5 minutes ago.
And
That's
I
all I
call
really.
I call it way people like vomit. They vomit.
Yeah,
word vomit.
No, we were in a
Yeah.
life group like a long time ago, and there was just one lady in there, and it was like every time we had prayer requests, it was like an hour long, and we were like, oh my god,
Wow.
bruh.
Yeah.
It was like one of those, like, so yeah, I get that.
So when you say I'm fine in that type of environment, what does it mean for you?
In a one that you
Wait,
can
like if you say I'm fine to Melanie, what does it mean to you? What does it mean is going on?
It could be anything just happening in my head. Like, I don't know. That's hard to answer because it could be anything.
or it could
like,
actually
but-
be meaning that you
It
actually
could
are
be
fine.
I'm fine. It could be I'm not
Because I
good.
think
I'm not
sometimes
bad.
that word
I'm-
is so broad. And depending on, but why do we feel like as a society that we have to just say that when we don't actually feel that? Because I think that's the problem. When you're around the secure people that you do have, like, I'm sure you said, I'm fine to Melody. And she was like, no, you're not.
She knows. She knows.
Right.
I'm not.
But why do you feel like to a secure person that you know you can trust, that you know you can lay it all out with, why do you feel the need to say I'm fine when you're really not?
I think I don't like being vulnerable with people.
Even that person, Melody. This is Melody.
Yeah, if it's like a certain, like, I hate crying in front of people.
Yeah, you talk about all
I hate it. Like, I do it, but I hate it. And I feel like, and then it starts to bring up emotion. Like, I don't
Yeah.
like being emotional out a lot.
I feel you. 'Cause
So
I'm not
hard
like
to talk
that.
about. But no, it's just, I don't know. It's just,
'Cause
and then I also don't want to
it
like
either.
worry. Like, I don't want to throw my burdens on you. Like,
You feel like that with Melody though, like she's gonna be like
Sometimes.
she can't take it, or
God, this is the one that she probably needed to be at. But
so you could cry.
no, because she knows me so well. No, but yeah, no. Like, I think it's just the being vulnerable with somebody, and also like I just don't like emotion. Like,
Why?
I don't like people seeing me emotional.
Why, you think it make you look weak or something?
Yeah,
You do?
yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's not real.
Well,
I mean-
Cynthia says all that, but just so we're clear, if you
I
get
don't think it made me
emotional,
look
in
weak.
no, but if you get emotional in front of Cynthia, she will yank your chain around about it. So like, I can see that. You don't roll those eyes, you know I'm right.
Girl, no. When it's good, it's people that cry at the drop of everything.
Yeah.
Like, I start talking about like the needy people in Africa, and you like, oh my God, that's just. And then I start talking about orphans or
that's what I'm
every
saying,
little
too.
thing. Like, it's like everything can't make you cry. Come on, like, get some toughness.
But there's some people like that. I'm
It
like that.
is.
Like, a Publix commercial makes me cry, and like it's.
Well, I'm
And
not
I think
there.
that's one of the reasons is because like I have.
No, it has been some good Publix commercials though that I've seen, and I've been on the brink.
Oh, she
So
ran to the
great.
bathroom real quick.
But
so
I'm
nobody see it.
saying, like,
Yeah.
I have boys in my life, right?
Mm.
So like it just like Jeremy knows like what commercial, the certain time, the moment I start crying, all of my boys know when to look at me because they know I'm crying. And like, but then sometimes they make fun of me, and I think that's like not anything against them, but like
Yeah.
I hate that crap. Don't make fun of me.
But when somebody having a vulnerable moment, just to address this, Danielle, a vulnerable moment, I'm not gonna pick at them that they was crying. I'll
You
talk
made
about
fun
you
of me
later.
in Cuba when we were talking about the people in Cuba being without anything,
Yeah,
and I was
know.
crying, and
I
she's like,
made
"Why
fun
are you
of
crying?"
No, I made fun of you later though. I didn't like in the moment.
She's like, "You cry about
Some
everything,"
people
and I was
just
like,
cry.
"Oh, really?"
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's just it's like gruesome.
I'm also
So,
not
I'm
like. Obviously, there's a difference in like tearing up and like boohoo crying.
yeah.
You know what I mean, or like being distraught.
Maybe
That's
that's
kind
the
of
reason
boohoo
too,
crying.
because like when I just
Yeah,
tear
a lot of
up,
tissues.
I look like I'm boohoo crying for a year. I don't know. I have. There's different reasons.
I am vulnerable and I am emotional and I can be. I
No, it's shocking when you cry though. Like,
But it's real.
I
Like,
told
you don't
everybody-
never have to be like.
but I don't
She's
think
just
it's.
crying
I don't
about
think
it.
it's
I don't
fake
think it's
though.
not
No,
real
some
when I
people,
don't.
I don't
when
know,
I
because I
cry.
have an emotional daughter, and like sometimes it's like I feel like it's real, but it's just
very
like
real to her.
it
the
is
difference.
real,
Yeah.
and it's just like, oh, why are we crying about this? Like,
Yeah.
it's just don't have your ice cream flavor.
Girl,
You know, I'm just
dance mom, Abby Lee Miller. She's like, there's no crybabies. I was watching that the other day.
Oh God, I'm just saying, like, I don't wear my emotions on my sleeve, I guess. And so when you do hit that button, like for me, and when I'm vulnerable with you, if I open up and tell you like how I really feel, I want to make sure it's the right person.
Yeah.
Cause
I told Brian, we came home from a retreat, I was like, listen, you don't understand. I was like, it was like powerful. Like Cynthia cried for like a long block of time. It wasn't like 2 tears.
it was like that time I called you out
Yeah.
of the blue, and I was just boohoo crying.
And I was like,
you crying.
I was like, I gotta go. I don't know where I gotta be right now, but Cynthia is crying,
Yeah,
and I got somewhere to go.
I was so hurt though,
Yeah.
and I was just like, I don't do that much, but when I do, I know those people that I can do it with, and I'm not trying to do that with everybody. Cause
I don't want to. That's
I don't
where
need
I'm
it.
at.
Yeah,
That's like
and I don't think you should though.
no, and like I will in front of Melanie. She's seen
Right,
me
yeah.
bawl my eyes out, but like I didn't like it.
But I think it becomes a problem if it's stopping you from having stronger connections with people, and you're just not trying to do it because you like, I'm not doing that with you. I think it could put up a wall that is not meant to be there sometimes. If you're just throwing out, I'm fine, especially when it comes to close relationships like your spouse or like best friends or like people
Sisters.
sisters, like seriously, or family that you're just throwing up, I'm fine, because you don't want to deal with an issue. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to communicate. I think that's when I'm fine becomes a problem, when it's stopping communication and it's just like a short answer to be like, I'm fine.
Yeah, so let's talk about what are the dangers of not having those conversations.
Right.
Like, what's the danger of living in I'm fine when you're not?
You possibly commit suicide. Suicidal thoughts will come. You hear people shooting up places because they ain't dealt with anger issues, and I think if you stuff that stuff down, like it's gonna explode, and you might not know how. It can bring health issues, literally stress, anxiety, depression, all of those things. It's so bad,
and it can bring emotion to like unwanted situations, right? So like sometimes I think if you like suppress it, and then you blow up at something that wasn't even the problem.
Right.
You know, Christy could have set her cup on the table, and I could have like a whole like come apart with her about it. And it was really not about her cup. It was the fact that I'd suppressed all these other things so that I had no control of myself anymore.
And I started crying, and then Cynthia made fun of me for
Yeah.
crying over my cup.
And then we had to like cancel podcasts, and it was like a whole circle.
But seriously, that's how things
It
can
is.
go. And I think we were briefly talking about it before you even came here, and I was like saying about me and you talking too much, and she saying nothing, and she was like, no, it's fine. She literally said this before you came in. I was like, no, it's not fine, because I said we need a healthy relationship and we need a healthy podcast. I do not want to be like, oh, I'm just fine. I'm going to just take it and like, I won't say nothing. Like, no. I literally just had this conversation with her before you came in the door. And I was like, no, I say the way we stay healthy and the way we stay communicating to other people is that we all get a voice in. It's not just me and Danielle show and Christy here sometimes.
What is the irony, right? Like Christy wanted to do it, and then here we
Right.
are.
Seriously. I'm like,
we
this
both
is
yap
all
in our
your
mouth.
idea. And like, we literally just said this. Like, so it's so funny. I didn't even think about that in the midst of you picking this. But yeah, you're not fine. And it's okay.
So I think you're like, I definitely, that's a real thing and thing I've heard from other people.
Yeah.
Like you want the perception that everything's good.
Yeah.
You know, that you're carrying yourself well, that I'm not weak or I'm not all these things. Like I have it. Yeah, it's heavy and there's a lot of things, but I got this. Mm-hmm. But like the reality is, you know, God wants us in a community. He wants us with other women. He wants us with other couples. He wants us in places where we can like, with other believers, where we can really lean on each other. Yeah. Because if we carry it alone, like we're going to get it wrong.
Yeah.
Eventually, one way or another, right?
Yeah. I think sometimes I literally say that I'm fine, especially in a male-driven like society and world and workplace where it's like, okay, I can't have this female moment.
Yeah.
Because they probably gonna be like, oh my God.
Like, oh, it's the girl over there in the corner crying
exactly.
again.
So it's just like, keep it together. Do it when you get home. You can talk to your husband when you get home. Like, lay it all out there. Because I'm like, perceived as being very strong. Mm-hmm. And I was just telling my sister this the other day, because I hadn't talked to my sister in a while because we had a difference of opinion on something, and I was just like, you cannot do this to me. Like, I was like, I literally, like, our mom is like sick and in a nursing home, and she don't communicate really with us because of her illness. And I'm like, you are my person that I can talk to, like, you're my doggone sister. And I'm like, I have to be able to like voice things to you, and like not having you, I couldn't have those conversations. So you got that people, those people that you can say I'm fine to, and they literally know you're not fine.
Yeah.
What's going on? And like, we're those people that I can hear it in her voice, she can hear it in my voice, and she know what's really going on. I don't even have to just be like, well, I could just say I'm fine, and she hears the tone of my voice and knows that. And like, it's nothing like having that person. Like, we all need those people that's like, nah, you're not fine. And I can see that when I see your face and know it. You might could try to hide it over the phone, but like when I see you and I know, like, I can tell, like, no. And even your conversation sometimes is different over the phone. I'm like, something going on.
Yeah.
Like, but when you get those relationships, it's important to have those people that you can like open up and get beyond the I'm fine.
And the people too that know, like, you're not fine. What's going on?
Right. You need
What
those
you just
people.
So what do we like? What does it feel like when you finally do open up, right? So when you've been telling everyone, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. Let's talk about the freedom that you get.
Feel like I lose 150 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
No, it's so true.
She just said, is that why she's so fat? You're so silly. I'm saying, seriously,
That
spiritually,
pressure.
Yeah, no.
it feels like so much pressure. And it's like, once I do cry and relieve my, like, when we were in that moment and like I cried, I didn't even feel like I was carrying something, but I was carrying something. And after I had that moment, it was like, I could go put on a bikini. I can't. But in my head, you had left that moment and you missed it. But
I know.
And I was just like, I felt so relieved, and I don't know what that is, but it's like God, like a God thing was like, you gotta let this go.
Yeah.
And it's not just for me, it's for somebody here, which obviously was for everybody that was there. But it's like a weight lifted in me, like.
So like for reference, it was like really interesting because Cynthia has told her story. I've heard her story 5 or 6 times. It wasn't a new story to me, but it was where she was at emotionally with it that day. Like, she started talking about her brother and her mom and all these things, and next thing you know, she's like, I don't even know I'm crying. It started like a tear or two, and then it's just coming, and she's putting a word.
And I'm like this, like a kid.
I was like, I don't know
I
that
couldn't
I've
even get words
seen her
out.
face to face, like have a moment like that, and it was like. I mean, by the time she was done, I was so cold. I was like shaking in this room. Like, there was just so much movement of the spirit. It was crazy. But it's that emotional release. And, you know, the important thing to remember is like you being vulnerable like that and having that moment allowed other people in that same room to do the same thing. Yeah. Because if we always walk proud and strong and tough, then people around us feel like they can't be. You know, like where you say like, hey, I've talked to you. And it's like, there's been times where I don't share something going on because I'm like, hey, I need to get right with this first. I'm about to be a baby over something that's not baby worthy, you know? And it's that same idea though, because like you are strong and you are tough. And so like, I'm not going to come bring my like daily woe is me type of thing, you know, and have that breakdown, you know, because that's just not, I don't know, it's not who you are. And so I'm not going to meet you in that moment, not because I don't trust you to have my back, but because I need it to be like, hey, when Danielle has this moment, it's like, it's real.
Right.
You know, I mean, I'll never forget when my mom was sick and you pulled me in your closet, you know, your little office, and you're like, hey, what's going on? And I'm like, oh, it's heavy and it's real and it sucks, but I also know I'm going to be okay. But it's like emotionally, I was at a point where I just couldn't suppress it anymore. Yeah. And holding it is like, it's just so heavy. And so when you finally like let it out, then you find yourself, and like every thought brings a tear to your eye. I don't know if you guys are like that, but if like I start crying, now everything makes me cry. Like the door is open, the emotional vault is there, and now you have free access to pick every little thing in there that might bring a tear. Lord. All of a sudden, I'm like, remember that time that Christmas ornament broke? You know, and it has nothing to do with what I'm crying about, but because I'm processing and moving emotions, then they're all coming.
Do you feel like it released something in you that makes you feel better, or do you feel awful afterwards? Like, how do you feel?
I feel like it's a release sometimes, depending on what it is. Yeah. I don't know.
And that's what I think when you're known to be the strong person though, like, because that's what I told my sister. I was like, I know you think that I'm strong, but most people think like, she can handle this and she'll take it. Like, and it's just like, I will take it. But like at some point, it's just like, I can't handle everything, and that's what I was telling her. I was like, I cannot handle not having you in my life and not conversating with you. I was like, I cannot handle that. And I was like, I know when you tend to be the strong person, a lot of people like just load on you and unload on you, and that's why I was saying like some people vomit on me and just like tell me so much, and it's just like, thank you, and I understand you going through, but it's just like, what am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah.
And it's like, you need a release. I don't know. I have to have those people in my circle, and thank God I have a husband that I can unload on. And then sometimes that tends to load on him too, load. Like, so it's just like having a healthy balance to know like you do need to say I'm fine to certain people.
Yeah.
Because certain people, if I just tell them how I'm feeling, they might use that against me.
Mm-hmm.
And
We were
are
just
they
having a
praying for
conversation
me?
about all this here
Yeah,
recently.
are they
and I-
praying for
Yeah.
me, or are they like, okay, I know how to get her? Like,
Yeah.
this world is so evil and wicked, and you just never know. So you gotta have those people that's close.
Like boundaries, right? So
Yeah,
like, not
healthy
everybody
boundaries.
needs to see when you're not perfect. That's,
Right.
Because like you said, I think that's a really good point. is
And
that-
we not perfect. Like, I think that's the crazy part that the enemy try to put in our head. Like, oh, like I got it all together. Like, I don't ever want to insinuate that to nobody. I don't want people to think that, because like I deal with things. I'm not perfect, and I don't think none of us try to act like we perfect.
Yeah, and I think like sometimes like I have that like people I have to be like a perfect person in front of people, but like I don't feel like that though. What you were just saying,
Like what?
like I'm not trying to act like I'm perfect on purpose.
Right.
Like
I think it's
I
an
think
image,
it's just like a how I was raised kind of thing.
and the image of other people that you've seen walk in the area that you're in. I think when you're like in staff or married to a staff person, it's just like the pastor's wife.
Yeah.
How almost every pastor wife look perfect. It's something about them that they just like sit up straight, and they just so pretty, and they're just like perfect looking. It is some ugly first ladies, but I'm just saying like, the image of it is what I'm saying, and it's just like it's what society has made us think like we need to, like they're struggling, screaming inside, all of the things,
Yeah.
but it's just like this. I supposed to,
That's how they hold themselves.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why we do that. I think it's a trick of the enemy to put so much pressure.
Yeah, but that's another example though, where they have to be cautious about who they let see
Unload
them.
to,
Yeah.
And let's see that side of them, right? Because again, people will very much. So like,
Yeah.
if you have a first lady there that's walking and she's sharing what's going on, now people are
Everything.
attacking her husband.
Yeah.
You know, because you've
Yeah.
given them all the tools.
Right.
The enemy, you literally laid it out for the
Right.
enemy to pick and choose what he wanted.
That's why you got to be wise about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was gonna also allude to the fact that I think sometimes the I'm fine or whatever mentality can be your processing style. Like, how do you process thoughts? How do you process feelings? How do you process
Yeah.
emotions, right? And I've said it before, I'm pretty sure I said on here, but like finding out I was an external processor changed all of that for me. It was like so powerful because like Brian is an internal processor. He has to think it through. He's got to develop 12 plans in his head and all these things before he even lets you into it.
Yeah.
I, however, like I need to talk it out to be able to connect the dots and to find a path. And so sometimes when, you know, within my group of people, when there's things going on, sometimes just talking about it actually puts it to bed.
Yeah.
It's not an issue, it's not a thing. And so I'll have that conversation. And if I go with I'm fine, then I become a problem because now something that could have been as simple as I just need to meet and have lunch with Christy and tell her about this crazy thing
Right.
going on, you know, or how I got a phone call from the principal of the school today or all this stuff.
Yeah.
If I didn't talk about it, it would just eat me inside.
Yeah.
But like having that moment and sharing it just like allows me to have openness.
Did you do a test or anything to figure out that?
No,
You
Fred
just came
Post
to the
told me.
realization.
No, Fred Post told me in a marriage group. It was like we were going through.
I told you he's amazing.
Yeah, we
No,
we
I
both
know he is.
we both just like breathe heavy of the two of them. We just think they're amazing people and like I don't know that class. And again, we didn't do premarital like class, and this was like the version that would be similar to that, but was like you've already been married, but here's like your your lessons. And one of the things was just about communication. And for me, it was like I always feel crazy because I'm like and Brian's like. He's not really saying anything, you know, and for him, he needs to process it and like develop an answer. And like, I've already thought about it in my head 1,200 times. And so now I brought it to you and now I want to talk about it. And I had to really learn to be able to like slow down or say, hey, I want to be able to have this conversation with Brian. So I would like tell him like, hey, I need to chat about a week. I want you to think about this topic, and then let's get together and talk about it. Because if I would try to talk with him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would feel like I was being shut out.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that I was being shut out, is that we process different.
Yeah.
Or I'd feel crazy because I'd be like, let me tell you about this thing that happened with this friend. Let me tell you. And I'm like, why am I telling all these people my business? But it was like I needed to talk it through enough
Right.
times that it made sense. And so if you find yourself in a situation that could never make sense, then you find yourself telling
I'm
everybody.
an external processor then.
Yeah, I don't know. It
It
was
takes time to process though. Or you don't. You need to talk it out.
No, I think I have to talk it out and get people's opinions.
like pull the masses.
Yeah. Maybe I.
Sometimes I don't even like really need your opinion. I just need to like feel it on the outside, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
As
You're
she,
learning about
as she
yourself.
internally
I'm like-
processes that
Yeah.
over
I'm
there.
thinking like, okay. Cool.
It's good to know you're learning something. So, I'm fine, but the idea of why we feel that we need to be perfect, I feel like it's a trick of the enemy. We could put so many names on it, but I really feel it's the basic of the enemy because it puts pressure on you to perform and pressure on you to like be something you're really not. And then people don't really even get to know the real you because my line of work, and all of us do a lot of stuff. So I feel like we see a lot of people and we know a lot of people, but do we really know people? Because I think a lot of people put on, I don't want to say a front because it sounds like they're being fake, but like they just let you see enough. And a lot of people don't be their genuine self because they afraid of what somebody might think or think less of them or being judged, all the things you said in the beginning. But I think it's putting pressure on us like to be something that we not. And like even I think go back to the story when you say you first seen me or whatever, and then you was like, oh, she seemed cool, and then you met
like,
me and then was like, oh, she like the same person she
Yeah.
is. Like I want to make sure that I not keep that up, but I'm genuine and like I remain me, because I feel like you can get in an unhealthy place that it's just like, okay, I didn't really. I think we see this on the news and everywhere. It's like this person shot up this person, or this person molested these people, and it's like, oh my God, they was such a good person. It's like you didn't really know them.
Yeah, so to pull like full circle, let's say like when I got to know Christy, that she was suppressing her emotions.
Yeah.
That she never got upset or never did anything. And then when we became friends, I'd be like, what is going on with you now? Because
Yeah.
it's not who you were. And so I think it's great to show people who you are in general, right?
Yeah.
Again, obviously having healthy, safe boundaries,
Right.
but being who you are, because at the end of the day, you are who you are. And if you
Right.
spend the rest of your time suppressing who you are to be
Right.
friends, you're not actually friends with anyone. You know what I mean? Like they don't know you.
They're friends with an idea.
Yeah, and it's one thing to work on yourself or to want to be better or to want to have changes, because like we're not saying don't do those things, right? But
Right.
don't be someone you're not,
Right.
because it's what you think the world wants.
Right.
Because then you're gonna live the rest of your time uncomfortable.
And I think you taking away from God blessing you and like using the gifting and the personality and the person that He made you. Because a lot of people want to try to be somebody else.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I want to do it like she did it, and it's like, but God want to use you like the person that you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's all get vulnerable here. Like, what's one thing that you've been pretending is fine but really isn't, or use something that has been, right? Let's give real world examples of times where you've said it's fine but it really wasn't.
So you're asking what's something I'm saying I'm fine about, but it's
Or
really
did.
not.
Or did say, like either current life or past life, right? Like
Oh,
where
gosh.
you said, hey, I'm fine. I go first. But like for me, it was like when my kids,
They give you a chance to think.
yeah, I'll give you a chance to think. But so when my kids were going through it, right? So Gavin had epilepsy, and I see my kids. When my one child was going through it, when he had epilepsy, when he was in trouble at school and all the things, and everybody would be like, how are you doing? How are you doing? I'm like, I'm fine, I'm fine. You know, I had trusted people that I did share I wasn't fine. It was
Right.
very evident I wasn't fine. You know what I mean? Between that, my mom dying, all those things, I told everyone I was fine because it was what I was supposed to do. Because I felt like people don't really want to hear you're not fine. Or I would be the image of like, we'd be at church and people like, how are you doing with your mom? I'm like, oh, it's okay. You know, I'm doing all right. It's fine. Because I felt like when I said it wasn't, people were like, well, you just need to have faith. And so I was met with like this unrealistic answer to your mom's dying, your child's done things. You know what I mean? It was like,
Yeah.
I mean, I do,
Yeah.
but it's hard. And so I think that for me was a season where I said it's fine a lot, and it very well was not fine.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I think almost the same thing is going through with my mom. And like my season with my mom going through, it's been so long. And in the beginning, everybody was like, you know, there and wanting to help and see, and like it's been so long, those people like done died off, and like it's like rarely people ask me how my mom is doing, which is not a problem to me. I don't want people asking me all the time, but what I'm saying is
Bring up emotion.
it could.
Yeah.
But a lot of times I say I'm fine with that, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like I always tell people, it's fine, it's the same that it's been. Like, I rarely, like, give emotions for that.
Yeah.
Because I've been in this place for so long, and it's so hard, and it's so drawn out, and I'm not finna cry. But it's so drawn out, and it's so hard, so it's like, I don't want to, every time somebody asks me, it's hard, like, and it is so hard, but like that's one thing that I'm just like, Lord, I don't even know how to put it into words really, but that's one of my situations that's huge for me that I say I'm fine about all the time, and it is a complete lie.
I think that's one of those things that people know. They know you're not fine, right? Like,
because I'm not fine.
You
But
couldn't
like,
be fine.
how
But then people don't, like, I'll tell you, like, I'm not going to unlock it with you because there's nothing I can add. You know what I mean?
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I don't want to be suppressing something that I shouldn't be suppressing. But I don't want to, like, give root to something that I don't need to live there, because, like, I don't know how long this process is going to last. And I got to be okay for my job. I got to be okay for my daughters. I got to be okay for my husband.
Yeah.
I got so many things that I got to do that I cannot live in the fact that I'm not fine with that.
Yeah.
But, like, how do I continue with life not being fine? I don't even know. I'm just talking out loud.
No,
But
it's
I'm
good.
not
I
fine.
mean-
I'm not fine there.
Yeah.
And I can't do nothing about it. Like, and I think when you're in a situation that you're not fine and you can't change it, all I can do is pray and continue to do what I'm doing, is what I'm saying. Like, so I have to be in a I'm fine situation, but I'm not fine. And I don't know.
But you have to be,
Yeah.
'cause
I'm
I
not
know,
gonna
I'm
cry.
like, listen, we're going to make her cry on TV.
Yeah, no. You're not. But so that should have gave you a whole lot of time.
No,
to think. I'm just saying, like, because I'm gonna laugh through that.
No, I just think
Because I'm fine.
I'm good. I'm fine. Everything's fine. I just think, like, for me, it was the postpartum.
No.
Well, there was a lot.
And I didn't even know you was dealing with that.
Yeah.
I never heard this.
So I didn't. With Maverick, it was okay. It was bad. I was fine. With Merrick, it was a lot
working
worse.
through this.
But then I had, like, it was to a point where, like, my husband's like, you've got to get on medication, and I was like, I will never take depression medication. Like, that was, like, really, like, strange for me to, like, have to go to the doctor and say, I'm not okay. Like, it's really, like, making me, like, something's going on.
Yeah.
Like, and he, like, to the point where he had to go to the doctor with me and made sure I asked
Isn't
for
it crazy that we can't even be vulnerable with our doctor? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does it just not show us, like,
Well, I think that's, like, the part of me, like, that's how I grew up. Like, it was, like,
It made you feel like you was
suppress,
weak
like,
or something.
yeah, or crazy?
Yes. Like, yeah, like, I should not be asking, I should not
Right.
be even thinking about asking for this
Yeah.
medication. And that's when Melanie she was always like, you're not okay. And I don't know if it was because Jeremy was calling her saying, you need to come get your friend, or, like, she
You know what's
just
wild?
knew.
To, like, speak to how, like, our parents' age were, is like when my mom was dying and going through cancer treatment and they gave her Xanax, she's like, I had to get my crazy pill. And I'm like, no, it's your don't be crazy pill. You know what I mean? And it's like, you have every valid reason to take this pill. But
Yeah.
she didn't want to take it because she didn't want to be crazy, as you said. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think too. Like I wasn't taught this, but like I grew up like, and it has nothing. It has nothing to against like how I grew up and how I was raised. I think it was just also like they're people too, and that's how they were raised, and it was just instilled. Like like we don't talk about our issues. Like it's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's not.
It's almost like you said in the episode that we did about marriage, about people look bad on you getting counseling and therapy because how society has made it like, oh, you going to therapy. It's
Right.
like, it's a
And,
healthy
like,
thing.
Yeah, and also like growing up, like I was a perfectionist growing up too, like especially like when it came to sports. Like I was very much like, if I tried one sport, let's just say basketball. If I shot a basketball, went to go shoot my first 3-pointer and I didn't make it, I was awful. Like it was like a perfectionist thing, like almost like.
You beat yourself up the whole time.
Yeah. But I think a lot of like not letting out emotion is how like I was also like not raised but also not taught, like because I don't want to put that on my parents. It's not my parents' fault. It's just how they were raised too. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
And my,
cultural,
like my, I think my
too.
brother's different. Like, he got to the point where like he was like, yeah, I need to go talk to somebody. Like, you know, but yeah, I think it's that the whole like when I was doing that postpartum depression stuff, like it would be like I didn't even know why I was crying, and just like I didn't know like these weird thoughts were coming. Like it was just really weird. But like my husband knew it, like and Melanie knew it.
Yeah.
And so like they knew like
You hit that real good.
but like I also hid it, like even from my parents. Like
Yeah.
I didn't want anybody to see
Right.
that I had this going on.
Because you would still get on stage singing your lungs out
Right.
and performing
Right.
and going through.
And it's not, and I'm not trying to be like coming across like I'm a perfect person. Like
No.
that's not how I like want to like put myself out there.
Right.
Like I'm not perfect. Like I know I'm not perfect, but also like I have a fear of like what people think of me and like
Mhm.
if they like me. Like that's like a big thing too. A trick
I
of
like
the
you.
enemy. Thank you.
It is a trick of the
It
enemy.
is, and I know that. Like, so yeah, that was mine.
It was good.
Yeah.
Story.
Well, thanks for getting vulnerable. So
Yeah.
maybe it wasn't a secret that you picked this one, and maybe it was
I
all
seen the
it's a
tear
process.
right there.
I know, like
Stop.
2 out of
She did
3
not.
got tears in their eyes. Where should we go next, ladies? So I would tell everyone at home.
My eyes were watering.
Yeah, there was. She
Is
was
somebody
like,
cutting an onion around here?
Yeah, he's cooking something downstairs.
So I would say that everybody at home should definitely like kind of look through your life and see where are you pretending that you're fine right now when you really aren't. Look for someone that you can be honest with,
Yeah.
and think to yourself like, what would freedom look like if I laid this down or laid it out, whatever that looks like for you. What would change in my day-to-day life right now? What would it cost me? What would it not cost me? How would I feel? All those things, and just consider like, what if God's not asking you to be perfect? He's just asking you to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, so I think we're all really guilty about not putting life behind things because we don't want to give it, but like
Yeah.
God knows it.
Yeah.
So whether we air it out and get help with it or whether we box it inside, God sees it there. And so some of my darkest times have really truly just been like, I remember like literally throwing myself on the floor and shouting out at God and being angry and expressing myself and all those things when Gavin was going through epilepsy, because I was just like, this isn't something anyone signs up for, and I kept it inside for so long, like, it's okay, it's fine, we're strong people, we got this, but the reality was we didn't have it at all. And I think like being able to shout out and being able to speak of it and do the things makes you stronger. So we're scared we're gonna be weak, but really we're just stronger in the end.
I'm thinking about too, like also like take it to God. Like
Yeah.
learn to take it to God
Exactly.
first. Like, and too like it's very hard to forget that. Like
Yeah.
when like I think too like if you think about when Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane, I can't
Gethsemane.
say it. How do you say it?
I
You
said
said
it
it
real
right.
fast.
I see that.
Gethsemane. Gethsemane. He was
Don't
like
break it down,
overwhelmed
yeah.
with sorrow. Like, and what did he do? He went to God.
Yeah.
He went to the Father.
So
And
one of
like
the things
crawl up in your Father's lap
Yeah.
Yeah.
and bring it to Him.
Exactly.
something I like to think about when I like to start talking about things to people, like, have I prayed about it more than I've talked about it? Because like,
Yeah.
as an external processor, I can sit at this table and talk to you guys about all the things, but like, have I sat with God and told him how I feel? Have I prayed about it? Have I worked through it with him first?
Yeah.
Psalm 62:8 says, "O my people, trust in Him at all times. Pour out your heart to Him, for God is our refuge." And I think we say it on here all the time. Like, you have to be in your word too, because like the scripture is so clear. And when you feel like you don't have nobody, you have God. And He already knows, like you said, like He already knows. And I think it's so important, like if you're listening to this, sometimes we need to be those people that we can be there for that person to pour out to us and not be so busy and like take the time and be present with people. Because sometimes I find myself and I try to like slow down sometimes and be like, so how are you doing? Like, really? Like, and take a moment, because our lives are so busy. We have kids, we have husbands, all of the things. And I take out time and like, God, like put on my heart, like, hey, pause with this person and really ask them. Because sometimes it's us that need to like sit there with a person and let them vomit on you, let them open up to you. Because you would be shocked on the people that you think are strong and the people that you think got a good circle that don't actually talk to that circle.
Yeah.
Because I think I assume a lot of times that they good. They got all of those people. They're around so many people, and they have nobody. So like taking the time out to be that person for somebody that's just like how you say Melody is for you. Like I'm coming over. Like I'm gonna be there. Like we have to be those people, especially as Christian believers, because people are going through silently, like literally going through silently. So I really like this topic. Honestly, I was kind of.
It's a good one, but
I like struggled getting started,
hard.
but now it's like you're in it.
It's a hard one, but
one of the scriptures that came up to my mind was 2 Corinthians, and it talks about my grace is sufficient for you. My power is made perfect in weakness.
Yeah.
And so like being weak actually allows God to do something in us and with us.
Yeah.
And so if we're always strong, you know, people are watching that, people are seeing you, and you're missing out on opportunities to do the things God wants you to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this was awesome. I appreciate everyone getting vulnerable. I'm proud to report I am the one that had no tears in my eyes.
I didn't
write
have a
that
tear
one
in my
down. Yeah, so Cynthia, would you close us in prayer, please?
Yes. Let's just remember the scriptures, remember the word of God, because sometimes I think people be like, that's good that y'all have a circle. I don't have nobody. We always have Jesus. Jesus is right there. He is really there waiting to hear and listen and be there for you, and sometimes to direct you to the right people that you probably bypassing and you're not giving the time of day. So be vulnerable, be willing to open up, be willing to share, let down the walls. I was just saying this today, we will get hurt in this life. We will get, you know, people in our lives that's not supposed to be there, but you have to be willing to take a chance. Don't let that one hurt stop you from opening up and sharing. Thank you for joining us. As we say in the beginning, like, share, subscribe. Let us know comments, suggestions, what you thought about it, all of the things, and we will put the scriptures that we read in the comment, in the section description below. God, we thank you for this time, God. I thank you for this moment, God, and this topic. It can just bring up all types of feelings, God. But we ask you to just remind us that you are never leave us, never forsake us, and that you're always there, even when it seems like nobody is there, God. It's a lot of times people say they could be in a crowd and feel alone, God. But we ask you to just remind us that we are not alone, that you're right there with us, God. You know the situations that we may be dealing with, those that are tuning in that they may be dealing with, God. And we're asking you to just be present with them, God, that they will feel your love and your comfort around them, God, shielding and protecting them, Lord God. And I ask you to just direct us to the right people, God, the right people that's supposed to be in that circle, the right people that we're supposed to open up to, the right people that we're supposed to like just vomit on, God, that we choose the right people, God, and that you place them in our lives, God, that we would know that these are our people, God. Bless us, God, and be with us, God, as we leave this time, God. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank y'all for tuning in.